We are ECS Outdoors, East Central Saskatchewan's guide to faith, family, farm, and a whole lot of fun. All right, welcome to another season of ECS Outdoors. I'm your host, Dan Johnson, and the co-founder of Tween Lakes Feed Solutions Limited and three-way partner and co-owner of Tween Lakes Farm Limited. We are excited to bring you Season 2, Episode 1 of ECS Outdoors. First of all, I want to just thank you guys for sticking with us. We had a short season last year, and hopefully we can pump out a few more episodes this season. It's life is busy. Life is very busy, and so we are excited to have another season of podcasts for you guys. We're going to do things a little bit differently this time around. We're going to talk more about our stories, and so the one thing here, we're a few days away from Christmas again. Seems like these podcasts are seasonal with the slowdown and busyness, even though this year it's not going to be too much of a slowdown because we had a bumper crop year and we've got a lot of grain to haul. Our pea yields, our wheat yields, our barley yields, oat yields, canola yields were all phenomenal this year, so it's definitely a complete contrast to last year. We had half a crop last year. So I'm just going to get into it here quickly and just share with you guys a little bit about what's been going on. We talked last year a little bit about Tobin Lake and how our family enjoys going up there and fishing, and we were up there again this summer with Twyla's cousins, Glenn and Joy Ham, and we had a blast with Glenn and Joy. Joy caught very few fish, but the fish that she caught were story-making super fish. Joy actually hooked onto a sturgeon and fought with walleye line for 10 minutes, and we actually got it on camera. This sturgeon breaching and jumping out of the water right beside the boat. Just gorgeous fish. But it broke her line, and that was the end of that story. But what a story. 10 minutes fighting. We basically pulled the anchor up on the boat and let the fish pull us around. It was such a cool experience. And then, once again, we went up there with the intention of trying to catch a world record walleye. That didn't happen. I mean, that's why there's only one world record walleye caught there, years ago. So it's a dream. Anytime I say we go up to Tobin Lake to catch a world record, it's just because we know that the fish is there. It's just you got to catch them, and we did not. We're hoping to go up there again, maybe for a nice fish this winter, but we're hoping to get up there again in summertime. It's going to be a little bit different this summer. My niece Emma's getting married, so that's exciting. First of that generation in my farm getting married, so that's exciting. And then I'm gonna share you a little bit. Saskatchewan is the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation just established here 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. The Master Angler Program in Saskatchewan, and so the idea is to catch fish over a certain size, take pictures of it, verify it with a tape measure, and then submit the pictures to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation. Let the fish go. It's a catch and release program, and then then submit your catch, and then you get qualified. And actually, Jacob is the first one of us to catch a master angler of all. My now 11-year-old son Jacob is the first one to have caught a master angler. Not surprising, the kid just eats and breathes and sleeps the outdoors and fishing. He caught a 19-inch sauger, which is a river walleye. They never grow much past, I think the world record's only like a 24-inch sauger, maybe a little bigger than that, but like that's a fantastic, huge fish. And Jacob caught a master angler just short of 19-inch long, and it's a qualifying scale, so it's like 18.5-inch is qualifying master angler sauger. And so to get a master angler walleye, that's 28 inches, and we did not catch one at 28 inches. Joy, on the other hand, as I mentioned earlier, caught phenomenally big fish. She had one that was 26.5 inches, a walleye, on our Tobin Lake fishing trip. Like, how cool is that? Not fair, but how cool is that? But we caught well over 100 fish in the 4 or 5 days that we fished, in a week full of storms and wind. But other than that, we had a fantastic time fishing. I'm going to fast forward here through to our hunting season. Tween Lakes Feed Solutions kind of works hand in hand with PV Mart and our other retailers, Lake Country Co-op, Priestfield Archery products. There's also a new retailer here, the Norquay Co-op. My hometown co-op is now retailing our peas, deer peas. So and cool note, PV Mart is now selling our deer feed in, of all places, Nova Scotia, in Halifax at their new East Coast PV Mart. So that's like 5,000 kilometers away from here. Like, wow, that's cool that our stuff is over there. And there's deer in Nova Scotia like crazy, apparently. So that's great to hear. Then I think they opened another store in Salmon Arm. So it's like BC to Halifax. Like, cool beans, hey? Like, that's awesome. So we're excited about these opportunities for our feed to be out there. Tween Lakes Feed Solutions is partnered up again with Mark McNay and The Real Deal. We're his title sponsor for the second year in a row. And we've had a really great time with Mark, other than we did have Mark come out for a bear hunt, and it failed epically. We got late with our seeding program to get the crop in the ground. We didn't start seeding because the snow didn't go away until like May 1st. The ground dried up probably 10 days after that. We didn't start seeding our crop until about the 12th of May, which is 2 weeks almost behind schedule. Not quite 2 weeks. But then we seeded fairly efficiently and fast. We seeded up to, I think, the 7th of May, which is a week late. So, I mean, we condensed our seeding program, but it was still late. And then we had Mark come up to do a bear hunt as soon as seeding was done. And I had been getting my wife Twyla and Jacob and the boys to put down bait while I was out seeding to keep the bears active. And you know, with the busyness of seeding, I didn't even pay attention to how many days had gone by, and we were without bait for like 3 days, and it basically emptied out our bears that we were catching on camera. Some fantastic, beautiful bears, and we brought Mark in thinking that the bait had been okay. And it was not. It had been gone for 3 or 4 days. And at that time of year, it's mating season for bear, and they move around really fast at that time. So the long and the short of that story is Mark came, and all we had come in were 2 basically hairless, wood tick covered bears. And they did not make for good footage. And they were not big enough even to consider harvesting these bears. So that was tragic end to our bear hunting season in springtime. So fast forward to a really great summer, like I mentioned before, the fishing experiences that we had. Just a really good time during summer of warm air. The crops, we got the right rains, the crops grew well. And then into deer season, which we started out we started baiting in October, and then kind of watching the cameras and catching a few decent deer on camera that we tried to get with archery. I had 2 tags, one for antlerless, one for a buck, and it turned out that it was going to be a lot harder year to get a decent buck. I think a lot of the mature bucks in our part of East Central Saskatchewan had a terrible winter. I think most of the 4 or 5 year old deer or older succumbed last year because we had such a long snow pack and deep snow pack that they died of malnutrition, and that's going to be kind of a short and sweet episode here for you guys to listen to here. I want to talk next time a little bit more about supplement feeding, so we don't have those winter kill-offs like we had last year. A real tragic end to the good bucks that we had last year on previous years. We have potential now to have some really great bucks. We got one shooter buck that came in on camera like a day or two after hunting season, actually. So he would have probably been a 4-year-old. So there's potential for some giant deer to be around next year, providing we don't get that deep snow. We are a few days away from Christmas. It's the 22nd of December here, and we've got like 2.5 feet of snow out there. So I mean, we're sitting good. We're sitting really good for snow. In some areas, people are supplement feeding already, which is good. I think that's a positive. I think it's really good to have that that supplement feeding program going, because it definitely helps to promote antler growth, and also to promote better fawning for spring this next year. The milk production in does, I mean, we've talked about this on our previous episodes about the nutritional value of taking care of those does, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that in our next episode. This is all I'm going to take the time for now. I thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this podcast. Let's do this again soon. I'm Dan Johnson from ECS Outdoors, Tween Lakes Feed Solutions, and Tween Lakes Farm. Have a great day. Over and out.